Hello and welcome to Auspol Explained. I'm your long curly-haired host David, and today I'm going to be explaining how voting works in Australian federal elections. In this episode I will be telling you how to fill in the ballot for the House of Representatives and the Senate, as well as why those are different and how a winner is decided, but I will not be telling you who to vote for. That's a decision for you to decide. Come up with that yourself. Good luck. If you have any questions not answered in this episode, like about, postal voting or early voting, well, go to the Australian Electoral Commission website, aec.gov.au. They are the official source of information about federal elections in Australia, and they are also your friend. So, let's get into it. Federal elections in Australia aren't fixed. They're every 3 years or sooner. But when one happens, you will be getting two ballots because there are two chambers, the House of Representatives and the Senate. The House of Representatives is the lower house. There are currently 150 seats, sometimes that varies slightly. You are voting to choose one member to represent your local area, known as an electorate. So you will have a specific set of candidates for just your electorate. The party or coalition with a majority of seats in the House of Representatives forms government, and the member that leads them is appointed by the Governor-General to be the Prime Minister. So the nation doesn't directly vote on the Prime Minister, but the Prime Minister still needs to get elected in their local electorate first. The ballot for the House of Representatives has a vertical list of candidates with boxes next to each name. To vote, you simply put numbers in those boxes, 1, 2, 3, etc., in the order of your choice until you've filled in all the boxes. You start by putting 1 for the candidate that you like the most. This is called your first preference, hence why we call it preferential voting. Then you put 2 for your second favourite candidate, and so on, until you've finished ranking them, basically. Whatever you do, don't put your name on the ballots because shh, it's a secret. Like, genuinely shh. If you write your name on it, it's informal, which means it doesn't count, it gets thrown in the bin. We don't want that. We like our votes to not be in the bin, right? Yes. The way they find a winner is they begin by counting the first preferences. If a candidate gets more than 50% of the vote, then they win. Congratulations. But if no one has a majority, then preferences are counted. The least popular candidate is eliminated, and the preferences on those ballots are distributed to the remaining candidates. This repeats until a candidate gets more than half the vote. This way, even if your favourite candidate doesn't win, your vote still matters and is counted. So number your preferences the way that you would like to. The Senate is the upper house. It acts as a chamber of review. Bills can't become laws until both chambers agree, and the government almost never has a majority in the Senate, so who you vote for in both chambers matters. Senators represent the entire state or territory, so no matter where you live within a state, well, you've got the same pool of candidates as someone living on the other side of the state. While there are 12 senators for each state, they serve 6-year terms, so they rotate, with half being elected in one election and the other half at the next. This is called a half election. Basically, at a regular half election, each state is choosing 6 senators at a time. The exception is a double dissolution, which is a way to resolve deadlocks if a bill is repeatedly voted down. It resets the Senate and all 12 seats are up for election simultaneously, but a double dissolution is quite rare and doesn't impact how you would vote, so don't worry about it. The Northern Territory and Australian Capital Territory, however, only get 2 senators each, and those senators serve 3-year terms linked to the House of Representatives. This is for constitutional reasons that I can't be bothered getting into, but basically both seats are up for grabs at every single election. When you vote for the Senate, you'll have 2 options. You can vote either above or below the line. Pick only one, okay? Above the line, going horizontally, are boxes for each party or group, whereas below the line is a vertical list of all the candidates in those groups. To vote above the line, you number at least 6 boxes in the order of your choosing. Feel free to fill in more if you wish. When you vote above the line, your preferences will go to the candidates listed below the line in that group from top to bottom. Parties will put the candidates that they want to have the best chance of winning at the top. To vote below the line, you number at least 12 boxes. You don't need to fill in all of them, but if you want to, then go for it. Below the line, you can number the candidates in whatever order you like, which allows you more nuance in how you'd like to express your preferences. You can include some of the candidates in a party but not others, or just one of them, or rearrange the order, etc. It's up to you. The way they determine the winners of Senate positions includes a bit of maths, which I'm not going to go into all of it, but basically the gist is that they need to get a quota, a percentage of votes based off how many seats are available. A quota is the overall vote divided by one more than the total number of seats to win. So in a regular half election, that's about 14.28% of the vote for a state, or 33.3% of the vote in a territory. If a candidate gets more votes than is required for a quota, then they're elected, and the excess votes are transferred to another candidate based off your preferences. There is a common misconception that parties choose your preferences if you vote above the line. This does not happen. To be fair, that used to be a thing. It was called group voting tickets, but that was abolished before the 2016 election, so you don't have to worry about it anymore. You control your preferences, and your vote can't go anywhere that you haven't numbered. This also means that every vote can't necessarily funnel neatly into the exact quotas required. So let's say if only 5 out of 6 candidates get a quota, then the candidate with the closest amount of votes to a quota gets the 6th spot. Because there are multiple seats up for grabs, this is called proportional representation. This often results in a wider range of political representation than the House of Representatives, with a greater mixture of major parties, minor parties, and independents. However, all sorts of groups get elected to the House of Representatives as well. I'm just pointing this out because that means that you will inevitably be represented by multiple different political groups or independents. And that's how it all works, so yeah. Enjoy. Again, check out the AEC website to learn more about voting and elections, as well as look up your candidates in advance so you can make an informed decision about how you would like to preference them. Have fun voting, enjoy your democracy sausage, and I'll see you at the polls.